wonderful evening, and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. And the matchday noise at this place is truly special. The pride, the passion, it adds to a massive sense of occasion.
Well, a system promoted by the rise of total football, Peter. The wider players in the front three are key operators in how it all works on and off the ball. They have to provide for the central striker, of course, and protect their fullbacks, so they'll get few breathers. If these two don't make a good impression, there are quite good replacements on the bench.
They've got underway here pretty promptly.
Cordoba really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Tries a measured ball.
That's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Brilliantly cut out, and it's hoisted clear. Can he latch on to this? And he's there to clear it. The other side especially adventurous early on. He's through here. It's good distance on it.
Well, caution is dominating proceedings. This isn't meeting expectations.
Is there any support? He might not need it. Marquinhos. Bongonda. Can he get onto this? He's got away. Tries a shot! Goal! Spartak Moscow!
That's a really good execution, Peter, but you have to raise some serious questions about how he was allowed to take the touchline.
Spartak Moscow have taken the lead.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be cautious for now.
Well, that's a foul. Free kick's been given. Oh, it's come loose. Aimed in towards the centre. forwards. And the shot! It's really well manoeuvred. Babic. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. And he's heaved it away. That's a good intervention. That was what he had to make in the face of danger that was growing. Pinged towards the front line. Babic. Jetson Fernandez, Pereira, Marquinhos, and the keeper has it. Moved on forwards, cuts out the pass. Marquinhos, Spartak Moscow looking to go into the break, 1-0 up. Incoming delivery. Can he shoot? Here comes another cross. And it's played forward. Now it's Cordoba. Solid. Krasnodar have a free kick. Short changes him with that pass. It'll be a throw-in. Petrov. And that'll be the last act of the first half. So a steady, solid and more than satisfactory first half. They've got the lead and that gives them something to build on after the break.
I thought that was a decent 45 minutes of football, plenty of signs that both managers can take a lot of encouragement from. I would say the mood is neither overly negative nor positive. You still have to approach this like it's 0-0.
Spartak Moscow can be fairly satisfied then. It's so far so good for them, and it's 1-0 at the break. If you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here. Spartak Moscow carrying a 1-goal lead. Now then, the ball's come loose. That looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. Mighty effort! His hardest, but the cross asked too much of him in the end.
Well, by crossing the ball so quickly, I think this defence just can't get set to deal with it. I think deserved a better outcome than what we saw, but worth exploring more. Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to go.
Clipped into space. Spartak Moscow are the epitome of solidity. They've not conceded in 5 games. Can he finish? The second half off to a spectacular start. Perfect placement, the one place the keeper couldn't reach.
Just way too good, Peter. The keeper was never going to stop it. fancy their chances now. They need to make the most of the momentum, but they have to be careful not to overstretch themselves and pay a price.
Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Danger averted for now. Spartak Moscow have reclaimed it. And a foul? Yes, the referee's given it. He knew what was coming. That's a yellow card. Just about up to the hour now. That's a look and plays it forward. Bongonda with the foul. That's surely a foul, free kick. Pressing's intense and it's paid off. Krasnodar very keen on the aerial route.
It's looking pretty clear now, Peter, that the wide players have been told to get the balls in much earlier here.
Yeah, Jim, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, crosses that are not carefully selected, but they are very effective.
Bongonda. Great defending, strong and determined. Oh, it's taken out, that'll be a foul. That's a booking, always looked in. Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change. Jensen succumbs to the pressure. Gonzalez forwards and with intent. Just about up to 75 minutes. Now it's Cordoba.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Spartak Moscow can't seem to retain possession. Driving on, a real charge here.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
That's a nicely weighted pass.
Krasnodar really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved. Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Fernandez does really well to win the ball there. Played out to the right. Bongonda looking to get on the end of this.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Final seconds, this has to be it.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Herrera. Petrov looking for a run-up.
Going nowhere fast is about the only way I can describe this. They've just got to be busier.
Bongonda keeps his foot on the gas. And that will be the final act. So it is something for both, but ideal for neither. Both parties having to settle for what they get and hope for better in the weeks ahead. Any reflections on what you've seen, Jim?
Listen, the more this game went on, a draw was always likely to be on the card. So overall, I don't think anyone will be complaining too much about what they've got.
So welcome one and all to our live coverage of the ongoing group stage here, the tournament making steady progress towards its knockout phase. We'll be ready to go once the final checks are carried out. We have a hugely expectant crowd here. We just hope that the game lives up to the atmosphere. So it's down to business here. Who do you think this turns on, Jim?
This guy, Hudson-Odoi, is a fine winger in an old-fashioned sense. He tends to stick to his wide positions, but he's shown himself to be a creative outlet, and he doesn't actually shirk from his defensive duties either. You can usually expect a mature, all-round game from him.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Jetson. That's offside. Yes, it is. Gibbs White. Oh, he's in! Shoots! Baku. Pereira. Tries a shot!
Well, that was certainly impressive, Peter. Great run, just a shame the finish let him down.
Murillo, gently done.
Well, Peter, look how far up the fullbacks are getting now. This is really high.
And constantly after the ball, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're weighing up their options to see how long they can sustain this and suppress.
Hudson-Odoi! And it's a goal! Whose goal is that? Big deflection. That's one for the dubious goals panel. Nottingham Forest gain their reward with an early goal. Baku. Oh, he's found support out wide. Pereira closing in on goal. Danger averted for now. Have it back and can go again. Baku is fouled. And the referee has shown him a yellow card. Now as good a time as any to pull level. Baku ready to try one. Decent hit from there. Morata. Pereira on a strong run down the right. Pereira plays it in. There's the shot! Really should be made to pay.
Impressed with the tenacity he's shown to intercept that. That's how they're going to make things happen.
And they've got rid. That's really well manoeuvred. Babic. Marco. He's shifting through the gears here. Plays it in low. That has been cut short. Solari. Barco. That's tidy. Jetson. Looks a foul. Yeah, referee's given it. That's a booking, always looked in. Guys are making their point, but the ref clearly isn't interested. He's waved them all away.
Yeah, this could well be defining when you're looking back on events.
It's Barco! Super! Certainly made things interesting.
Well, something tells me there'll be a few more twists and turns before it's all over, Peter.
Awani, brilliantly cut out. That's good play. Gibbs right. Let's cut it out. Now who's going to be first to this? Yates. Hudson-Odoi, purring through the gears. So the play, and it is a goal kick. There's the end of the first half. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all strength. So your views on the first half?
Well, I don't think either side will have too much to complain about or worry about, Peter. 1-1 is a fair reflection of the game so far, so it'll be fascinating to see how both teams go about trying to establish a little more control in this second half.
Well, it's been intriguing stuff so far, and it's 1-1 at the break. Both teams hoping for a pick-me-up in the second half. So we're into the second 45.
Spartak Moscow clearly have been the better side here. So if I was to say anything to them, it would be just...
Awani!
Awani actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Dominguez. Zinchenko. Barco looking to add to his goal.
Really has the confidence and skill to be able to hold the ball up like that until support arrives a little sooner. And just maybe there he overdid it slightly and should have released it because the support was arriving quickly.
Well read, and the danger is averted. Murillo, and it's played forward. Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi. Pereira. Barco. Fernandez providing an outlet on that flank. Chance! Struck from the keeper.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Forest have turned to their bench and we're going to have a substitution. Clear away. It's run loose here. Boy, proving a very adept defender. It was a good tackle too.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
He is through here. That's played in and a chance! Goal! Spartak Moscow! And the comeback is complete! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune. There's no goalkeepers with praise and after that. This is what we've been waiting for.
Well, they've done the hard part now, Peter. Can they cling on, or even better, can they get another?
Barco was only too happy to help out in defence.
He's dealt with that very well, Peter. It's a real show of discipline.
It's a little off target. Now it's Awoniyi. Noticeable change in the approach to defending here. Much more in your face.
Yeah, they didn't smell the danger early enough, but I suppose better late than never.
Fernandez knocks it out wide. Oh, that's nice. Jedson. That looks a good cross. This time, surely! It fits! And surely that clinches it! There really is no keeper now! Right place, right time, and a fine instinctive finish.
Such good movement. Some players have that natural ability to be in the right place at the right time. We've just seen the perfect example.
Now some movement on the bench, and we are going to see a change.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
So the lead now is 2.
Well, they're very much the better team at the moment, Peter, and no doubt will be looking to cause even more damage here.
Picks it up out wide. Nice and simple for the keeper. Defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Oh, that is asking for trouble. And the keeper has it. No foul, says the referee. Looking to break at pace. Now it's Hudson-Odoi. He's pulled him up for that challenge. Dominguez. Wood. Hefty. Right on the edge of the penalty area. What's he giving here? Spartak Moscow really could have done without this. Well, the protest continues, but in the end they are defending the indefensible.
And too much room. It was one of those instances when desperate measures were called for, and it was a reckless lunge.
One back. Not a twitch, not a blink.
Well, I'm not sure what body language the keeper was trying to read, but it didn't work.
Well, it's an inspired substitution. Terrific move by the boss.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
Nottingham Forest give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish. Spartak Moscow close now to seeing this one through. Well, that's a foul. Free kick's been given. Garcia, he's found a way through.
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Now it's Wood. He's in plenty of space here. One good cross, maybe the last chance. Babic shifted upfield. Hutchinson. Ayla looking to get on the end of this. And the finish! It's a goal! Tying minutes, and we're all square again. And how about that for a volley? Executed to perfection.
Hudson-Odoi really has pulled off a difficult skill which needed expert timing. That was expert timing.
All square. And the referee brings it to a close. Magic. What a magical football match. And genuine respect all round. What can you take away from it all, Jim?
Well, that was an exercise in teamwork, cohesion and doggedness, Peter. A refusal to accept defeat.